Welcome to yet another session on Just for Fun. We have seen magic squares of n by n type where n is an odd number, where n is an even number but a multiple of 4. Now today we will see how to do magic squares of n by n type where n is an even number but not a multiple of 4. That means n can be 6, 10, 14, 18 and so on. See, even 2 is an even number, not a multiple of 4, but you cannot make a magic square of 2 by 2 type. That is not possible. So the minimum that we need is 6 by 6 square. So 6, 10, 14, 18 and so on. Now we'll see how to do this, and this is a really challenging one, and this is very interesting. So first we open an Excel sheet, mark out a 6 by 6 square and surround it with a thick border. Then we fill up the formulas for the rows, the columns and the diagonals as I have told you in my first lecture. And then we'll see how to fill in the number. Now before we start filling in the numbers, the way we divided this n by n square where n is a multiple of 4, similarly over here we have to divide this into squares, but here we have to divide into 4 parts. So this 6 by 6 will be divided into 4 squares of 3 by 3 each. So this will be 1, this will be another one, this will be a third, and this will be a fourth. So there will be 4 parts. If you want, you can, just to understand, you can make a thick border over here also, so that things get a little simpler. Okay, so this is the way we have divided into 4 parts. Now since n is not a multiple of 4, it is an even number, so it can be divided into 2 parts, but when you divide by 2 you will get an odd number, so this will always be odd since it is not a multiple of 4. So this will be an odd number. And as we have seen in the very first as we have seen in the second lecture, how to fill up a 3 by 3 square. So this is basically a 3 by 3 square, and that is very simple to fill up. So you assume that you are just doing for 3 by 3, and we take the middle cell of the top row, so that will be 1, going upward diagonals, that means to the right and up. So this would have been 2, since it crossed. We assume that this is a square, we don't fill up anything over here. So 2 will come here, not over here, huh? It will be here. So 2, then 3, this goes outside this border, so this will be 3. Then since this is an occupied square, so we come to 4, 5, 6, then 7, then this will be 8, and this will be 9. Okay, enter. So see, we have 15s over here, 15s over here, and even for the diagonal we have 15. This we don't have because this diagonal is still not filled up, so that should be fine. So this is these are the first 9 squares. Then ideally you have to fill numbers from 10 to 18 over here, then from 19 to 27 over here, and from 28 to 36 over here. So this will be sets of 9 numbers. Now see, there is a particular direction that you have to understand. So the direction, it will be this way. So first always it is this, then this, then this, and then this. So you just remember a diagram or say an image of this type. So it will be always down to the right, up, and then down to the left, down to the right, up, down to the left. So this is the order in which you fill up the square. So after filling, you have to always fill down to the right. So here the numbers will be from 10 to 18. You can fill up the same way that I told you earlier, that means starting from the middle cell of the top row, so 10, and then 11, 12, and then all that. But there is a simpler way. You can just copy formulas. So for example, now these are all 9 more than these cells. So what you can do is, you will just write, and this is E2, so equal to E2 plus 9, and enter. And then copy this as a formula in all these, and that prop is a formula. So see, immediately you write everything. So see, this 10 was in the middle cell of the top row, and then 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 17, 18, everything is filled up instantly. Then here, so as I told you, first down to the right, then up, and then down to the left. So then you have to start filling the numbers over here, and this will be 19 till 27. So either you can fill up mechanically or you can use the same formula, but just as you added 9 over here, you will have to add 18 over here. So this would be equal to E2 plus 18, and then again go back over here, copy, and copy the formula. So you have the numbers from 9 to 27 over here, and then this will be from 28 till 36. Sorry, this will be from yes, 28 to 36. So here you have to take this and add 27. So since this was 9 more, this is 18 more, this would be 27 more. So here you will add right E2 plus 27, enter, and then copy this formula. Right. So this finishes up with the filling of the squares. It is not yet done. See, here you will see there are some values which are not 111, but that should be fine. Now we'll get them adjusted a little later on. Now after having done this, there are two steps to be done. First is, now see, we filled up formulas over here so that our job becomes a little easier, but we don't want the formulas to remain there permanently, because we'll have to do some manipulation of these numbers, and when you do the manipulation of these numbers, this will change because they are formula based, but we don't want these numbers to change. So what you do is, you just select the entire 36 squares, entire 36 squares, then right click, copy, and now paste. Now what you do is, this time you, on the same 36 squares, you paste numbers, this 1, 2, 3, and not the formula. So what happens is, the numbers become permanent, and now they won't appear as formula. See, now this is 26 permanent, this is permanent, these have become permanent numbers. So now even if we change this, these numbers won't change. So the formula we have replaced by numbers. We have just copied the same thing and pasted on itself, but this time with the numbers. And the last step that we need to do is some manipulation, and I'll tell you what this manipulation is. So remember these three squares, so 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, these squares, and they have to be exchanged with these three squares, 1, 2, and 3. These squares will get exchanged with these three. So what we do is, we write this, if you want, you can say select these three cells, so 1, then control this and control this. So that means all these three cells are selected, and just to make things simpler, I'll tell you how to, you can just format it and fill up with, say, maybe a light color, say we fill up with this color, right, and these have to be replaced with this cell. So again we select this cell, control and control, so with these cells, and this cells I'll mark with say another color, see maybe this one, right. So what you have to remember is, these squares and these squares have to be exchanged. So what you can do is, you can just write down the so that, because you don't want to forget which numbers you exchange, because once you replace them they will disappear. So you just write down over here, so 8, then 5 and 4, and they have to be exchanged with 35, 32 and 31. So now you start exchanging them. So here you replace with 8, this will be 5, and this will be 4. And see, now this is important, because had you not written, you would have forgotten which numbers you have to fill up over here. So that is why we wrote them out by the side. So this is 35, this is 32, and this is 31 and enter, and you see all the rows, all the columns and all the diagonals are 111. And the way to find this out is 1 plus 36 is 37, divide by 2 will be 18 and a half, and 18 and a half, and n is equal to 6, so 18 and a half into 6 is 111. All rows, all columns and all diagonals are 111. This is a little challenging problem. I'll repeat the steps quickly once more. You divide this into 4 parts, you will get odd number squares over here, so you fill up the way we filled up odd numbers from 1 to 9. Then you have to go down, right, up and then left. And if you want, I can just so that you can remember, I'll tell you this way, and this is an arrow. So this is a direction in which you fill up those squares. So first down, right, up, and then down and left. So 1 to 9 are filled up over here, then 10 to 18 over here, 19 to 27 over here, and 28 to 36 over here. And you can use that copy and paste formula with the way I told you, so that this makes the job a little easier. And now the most important step is to fit the numbers, because if you are not fit the numbers, when you exchange this, all these numbers will become different, and you will end up with a big mess. So since we want to exchange these numbers without altering this, so the numbers have to be fit. So you have to copy the entire 36 numbers and again paste them on itself, and this time but paste numbers and not the formula. So the formulas will disappear, the numbers will become permanent. And then the last step is to select these 3 squares at the top and these 3 squares at the bottom and exchange them. And just make sure that you write them over here, so that you don't forget what you have to select, and then in the end you'll get everything as 111. This was a very interesting problem. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share with your friends. Thank you.